Hello everybody, I had recently put up a couple videos that either showed WoW footage in the background, such as this, or was a video in particular saying, like, I am back to playing WoW because Legion is really, really cool and interests me a lot. And on those videos, I got quite a bit of comments just saying, like, yeah, I too am coming back. And, or, I've actually had quite a few people saying, like, this is my first time ever playing, but I am going to play the game. And also with that, if you go to the forums or the subreddit and stuff for WoW, you see a lot of people either trying the game for the first time or coming back to it. Legion has done something incredible where it has, like, they've pulled out every, in case of emergency, break glass thing that they've had, with the Karazhan announcement for 7.1 and Illidan and Demon Hunters and all this stuff. And I could see why, because it's really cool. But this is also the perfect time to get into the game because of this little leveling thing. So I made this paladin you're seeing in the background right now is 99. I made him a couple days ago, and I've barely played him. The way that this all works and the way that you're able to level up really quickly, and this is why it is like the perfect time to get into the game, because if you've never played before, or if you're a returning player who wants to get to max level with several characters instead of just using the free boost that it gives you, you can only use that on one character, right? So how do you get your other characters up? Well, this method is crazy good. So the idea behind it is right now there are these invasion events going on in the game. They go until the 30th, so this is a limited time thing. And they've done several changes to the XP gains on it. First, it gave no XP. Then they made it give so much XP that all you would do is AFK, like pretty much in whatever area you were at, away from enemies, and you would gain XP based on the stages finishing. There are 4 stages, so you would actually get quite a bit of XP. You would get several levels out of just being AFK. That wasn't cool, so then they changed it so, okay, the amount of XP you get is significantly reduced, but then there's the idea behind it that as we get closer to Legion, they're ramping up the spawn times on these things. It was every 3 or 4 hours, now it's every 2 hours, and by the time we get down to next week, it's like the 23rd, whatever Tuesday is, we're going to have it down so they're almost always up. So, they figured, well, because they're happening faster and faster, the XP gain would be worth it. Turns out, wasn't really, so then they changed it again to make it so, on top of those changes, you would get a significant amount of XP for killing things. And that was really cool. But they also found a bug where if anybody tagged your mobs, if anybody helped you try to kill something, it would give you a quarter of the XP that you normally would get. So then you run into the issue of, well, you have people who are trolling other people where they see a low level go off on their own to a corner of the map, and then they would just follow them along and just put dots on everything. And that was really annoying, and it happened to me several times. But now they found their final form where that no longer happens, and what it has created is a really cool event to level up with. Because you are now encouraged to help everybody, because you can kill everything, you get full XP for it. So you're basically just following a giant wave of players through these events, getting tons of XP, and I'll explain the proper way that I have found to do it. But yeah, you're watching my bar fill up in the background. It's gonna go crazy quick here in a moment, and you get a lot of XP between stages 1 and 2, a lot more than you did before, just because of the way that this all ends up working. But I literally have done nothing else but level this character through doing Legion events, and it's only taken a couple days. And that was with the changes that they implemented, to make it really, really fast. This last, tagging the mob change, that only happened when I was about 92. So the fact that I have leveled that quickly without these crazy changes means that, if you started a character now, even, forgetting heirlooms, which are items that add XP gain to your character, and level up with your character. So for getting those, you'll still level stupid quick with this method. And in between right now, you know, until the spawn times are pretty much so that they're always up, you can actually just go do dungeons in the meantime, or every few levels, just to get some gear if you don't have heirlooms as well. So that's also a method. But basically, the idea here is you want to tag the elite mobs, the boss mobs. You don't necessarily have to stick around and kill them. Just make sure you hit them, and then when they end up dying, you get full XP for it. At 99, which is the level this character is, getting about 40,000 XP per one of these. Now, the reason I say you get so much XP in Stage 2, especially if the event is in Westfall, is because there's like two commanders that you kill, so that's 80,000 XP, and then the main guy spawns, so that's another 40,000. So overall, you're getting 160,000 XP for Stage 2, then you get the Stage 2 completion. It's crazy good. The amount of XP that you get for that is so ridiculous. And then, also, you know, with that in mind, if you're just running around in Stage 1 just tagging a ton of things, they're going to die because there's a lot of people there, and those Stage 1 mobs will also give you a lot of XP. When it comes down to Stage 3, which is what you see me doing now, it's a lot easier once you get flying, because you just follow the horde of players around killing these elite mobs. And when they're all dead, just pretty much stay in the main area just killing demons, or go off on your own killing demons. You know, kind of depends on what you want to do. Also, another option is to just pick up, you know, a group of friends and then just go around killing things on your own, too. That's also a perfectly valid option here. But yeah, in Stage 3, you want to go around killing all these bosses. Not only will that get you a lot of XP, but if you're trying to work up getting the nether shards, which is kind of the currency for this event, you'll get a lot by doing that. And I got a lot. I was maxed out. I had 2,000 shards by the time I was like level 40, and I had nothing to do with them. So, you know, you shouldn't be worried about the shards. But the thing about it is, on Stage 2, when you complete Stage 2 and when you complete Stage 4, you'll get a box for each of those. And you want to hang on to about 30 of those boxes at like minimum. And you want to open those up once you hit max level. So you get around like level 70, you should start opening the boxes to pick up some gear. Especially if you're wearing heirlooms, you can fill out your gloves, your belt, your boots, and your wrist slots with just the pieces of gear that you actually get out of them, and they'll scale to your level, which is really nice. But I used my heirlooms only up until 90, so I had the upgrades on them. But from 90 to 100, they don't work anymore, so I figured, well, I may as well just open the boxes that I get in the invasions I'm getting, and I was getting some really good gear, stuff that's crazy compared to the stuff that you get while questing, and you'll gain at least a single level every single time you're doing one of these. And considering right now there's 3 up at a time, at any given time, you'll just, you know, level after level, you're just picking them up. It's crazy. Like I said, this is the fastest way to level. It has only taken me a couple days of barely playing to get there. And with this new change, you should be able to get there, especially when the respawn rate of these are going, you should be able to get there in a couple days. So, you know, with all of that said, and this is kind of my like last little point here, if you decide to go and do this, maybe consider doing it on our server, because we have like a dead guild that we've been a part of. It was the guild that we played with way back in the day. Pretty much everybody left, but it's still a max level guild. We're actually going to be leaving that guild and starting our own. Do we plan to do anything with it? Maybe not, but at least we'll all be playing together, you know? If you're like us, you'll live in the shame of playing WoW again together, which is always funny. Because you can kind of like reminisce on like, oh man, I can't believe I'm actually playing this game again. It's like, yeah, neither can I. It's ridiculous. So we're gonna start a guild. So if you wanted to come play on our server, which is Dawnguard on the NA servers, then, you know, feel free to do so. Hit me up. It's Zenkiki hashtag 1747. And when you add me and when I, you know, accept a request, just make sure you let me know, like, oh, hey, I watched the video. So that way I can, you know, invite you to the guild and everything when we get that rolling. But yeah, it's been an interesting week leveling this paladin. I seriously am probably just gonna go level up a mage too, because you know, why not? It's so quick at this point. It's totally worth it. And maybe a death knight too, because they start at 55. So it would actually be pretty nice because, you know, once they're out of their starting zone, which is like 58, you could just go start doing this stuff and get them up to 100 real quick and be ready for Legion. And then you get all of this gear, so you're pretty much instantly geared when you hit max level 2. It's crazy. I really like it. I think they should do more of this stuff. I think they're learning from the lessons in Diablo 3 where they're learning, like, you know what? As you're leveling up, in Diablo 3, that's the worst part of the game. You know, the end game stuff is the reason to play like the seasonal content. So why not just make the leveling kind of quick? So you could do it in like a couple hours on average, which is pretty nice. So why not do that with WoW too? But this is a limited time thing, so you have until the 30th when Legion comes out to get this done. Hit me up if you want to play with us. Also, if you want to join whatever guild we end up making. Haven't decided how that's going to work yet, but I figured I would make this video because I had a lot of people responding in the last couple being like, I'm totally playing as well. So I would prefer to play with a ton of people who also, you know, want to be playing at this time. Not necessarily in the long run. I'm not promising that I'll be playing this for the next few years straight. I've got other things that I'm doing, right? But at this time, why not have some fun together, right? And with that being said, we shall see you guys next time.